Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. How are you? I'm doing good. I'm going to do a little diamond painting. This is the mushrooms. I only have a few left to do on my lion. And when you guys get down to the very last couple, like one here, one over the, the few that you missed, do you cheat like I do? If it's like brownish, yellowish, and I already have one color out, I'll just kind of, good enough. As long as it's not in an important part, like the middle of an eye or someplace that's really important, I just kind of fudge it a little bit. When I get down to those the last few, I admit it, I do. So, still waiting for them to send me one of the colors I have for, which one is it? The giant, like, purple eyeball. It's black with purple, big close-up of an eye, and it has, I think, a purple butterfly. Really pretty. So I'm waiting for them to send me the rest of the color that they didn't send me any of, and it's one of the big background colors. So waiting on that. I just wanted to talk a little bit about my vacation I just came back from. Oh, come on, get in there now. I'm telling you, these new fingernails, I'm not loving them. Can't stay there. And a friend did point out that I didn't have a whole lot of video, on the island. That's because it was so hot and so humid that he's the one that went. The first day poured, it was raining. And the second day he went and got a few gifts. And then the third day even he didn't go because, it was just so hot and humid. And the island's really not that big. They have the regular people who live there, of course, and then the touristy part. There isn't that much to do if you're not made of money. So I wanted to do the glass bottom boat, but he said I probably wouldn't be able to make the walk over to where it was because I was having a hard time walking and breathing as usual. But I did have fun on the boat part, but I did look back at my videos I posted, and am I doing the wrong number? Here I am yapping away, and I think I'm doing the wrong one. Wait 1 minute here. Yeah, I am. Crap on a cracker. Let me check these. I gotta get them up. I'll check them later. So anyway, I did a lot of videos of me just talking about the vacation from the cabin room or one of the decks, and I realize now I probably bored you all to pieces. I just, I don't want to whip out my camera and take video of the inside of the fancy French restaurant and things like that. And I didn't spend a whole lot of time out at the loud, noisy bars or anything because I'm not a big fan of the loud music and all that. So I stayed for a little bit and took a little video and skedaddled back to my room or a more peaceful spot on the boat. It rained quite a bit, so we didn't have a lot of days out in the sun, and when it was sunny, all the young people ran and took all the good seats. We did go in the hot tub once, but there was 4 hot tubs, and I'm guaranteed all the 20-somethings were always in there. So, but I had a nice time. I really enjoyed just looking at the different colors of the ocean. Seeing the whales was absolutely my favorite part, and that wasn't even planned. And I've been doing some research ever since then because I am just in love with the humpback whales now. And I've been reading the cat hair in these diamond paintings is insane. Daisy. But anyway, Of all the species of whales, the humpback is the most curious, friendly, and the one most apt to come up to boats. And they've come up to even small little sailboats before, and they just say hi. They look at you. They like to look at us, I think, as much as we like to look at them. And they're always friendly. Oh, I have to get that piece of hair later. They're always friendly. They're curious. They're playful. You know, they look like the kind of big bumpy pickle. But, all we saw was just, you know, the eye was just below the water, and then we saw their snout, their big mouth, and then the rest of them was under the water. But so cool, just so cool. And I've been reading up a lot about them. It's just fascinating how friendly and sweet they are. And this one guy, okay, birds and whales both go on top of the water. The birds go on top, and the whales come up from underneath, and they eat krill. So if you see a big pile of floating little pink stuff, that's krill, and then there's all birds flocking on top of it. Well, a lot of times the whale just comes up with his mouth wide open, and accidentally sometimes they'll swallow a bird. Or this one diver guy was on top of the water, and it's on YouTube, and the whale just comes up, because they close their eyes and they open their mouth, and they just, and of course they have baleen, they don't have teeth, so they just, the water goes out and the krill goes in, and that's how they eat. It's funny how something so big can live on something so small. Well, that whale came up and swallowed this diver. It's right on video. And his fanny's hanging out of the whale's mouth. And the whale goes down and spits him out. And, he didn't swallow him completely, but he was in his mouth. He's like, yeah, I was so scared, but it was neat. Yeah. It's like, don't be diving around with this big bunch of krill. That's what the whales eat. So funny. But, they don't have teeth. And I also learned that, this hair is driving me bananas. The killer whales, the orcas, are not actually whales at all. They are a type of dolphin, and they have teeth. And whales don't. They have the baleen. And they're called killer whales not because they are whales, but because they actually team up and kill whales. They'll team up 5, 7 of them at a time and go and kill a whale, especially a baby, if they can get it. So that's what they do. But I always thought it was kind of crazy for them to train killer whales at the SeaWorld. But that ended up being horrible for everybody involved. I guess they don't do it anymore. Thank God. I guess we learned from our mistakes. It's hard to see any wild animal behind bars or in a cage or in a tank. I believe in conservation, like having the conservation places where they can keep animals that are going to be extinct and help them to keep their species alive, but in big open spaces, not zoos or anything. And I think everyone's realizing that now and doing what's best. We don't want anything going extinct either. I always want our children to see all the animals. I love animals. So anyway, I digress. But anyway, that's why there's not a whole lot of pictures of the island on any of my videos. It's kind of like a long skinny, I think it's 30 miles tip to tip, kind of like a huge Cape Cod curve, like, and a lot of different houses all painted really pretty pastels and not a whole ton of shopping. And what was there? Even the people who work there said, "Oh no, we don't go shopping here. It's way too expensive. We'll go in Bahamas, Nassau, and Freeport are good places to shop if you go to the Bahamas. I've been there twice. My girlfriend years ago took me because she did. She's wonderful, and she had money for the trip, so her husband went out camping and fishing and hunting or whatever, and us girls took a trip. We did that twice. Once was on Mother's Day, so that was nice. And again, though, those islands, they're just so hot and humid. I don't like the heat. Like, it's, 6 in the morning right now, and it's unbearably hot for me. It's already about 70. Hopefully my son-in-law will stop by today and put the AC in for me. I would love to take a cruise up to Alaska. My dad did before, and he saw that I did a rod of where they train the dogs and everything, and he just loved it. It was not a luxury cruise. It was roughing it, but they had a great time, and he bought me a big long sleep shirt, and I was all of 120 pounds back then, and it fit me, and it still fits me. So one size did fit all. Still fits. That's funny. Don't know how, but it does. Must have been awfully big when I first got it. And they took some video back then, and they showed me, and it was really beautiful. They even saw part of an iceberg kind of fall away, and it splashed into the ocean, and really cool stuff. What's making all that noise out in my woods? Oh, hopefully it's just a squirrel. Not a Bigfoot coming to kill me. I watch way too many movies. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So, the other night I watched a movie. Like at 3 in the morning, I'm here alone and I'm watching this movie. And this pair of robbers breaks into this house. And they go into the basement and they're trying to open the safe, and they hear a noise and they look around, and there's a guy and he's tied up. And he's all beaten up and he's all tied up, and they're like, "Oh no, what do we do? Just leave him there." "No." we need the money. We'll get the money, then we'll get it. Whatever. They're arguing. So finally they untie him. And this other guy's walking in just as they untie him, and he's saying, "No, don't let him go." And they think, "Oh my God, is the killer?" And then the next thing you know, everyone's they're tied up. They wake up and they're tied up. And it ends up the guy that was tied up is the bad guy. The guy he had tied up had finally overcame him, got him untied. So anyway, the burglars came in and untied the bad guy. Anyway, everyone got killed at the end. But anyway, that's what I do with my time at 3 a.m. Yes, it is. And diamond paint. And Wanda from Rolling with Life gave me such a good idea to make a scarf with those little pockets at the end of each part of the scarf to put your hands in. So I started that last night, whatever day I'm in. And I'm using a super, super soft yarn. I'll show you it when I'm almost done. And I have 3 skeins, so I'll have enough to do the scarf and a matching hat. And I think that's such a cute idea. I think that's something my grandchildren might actually even like, because I keep making all this stuff, and I'm thinking, who am I going to give it to? They're sick of grandma's stuff. Is that an R or a 5? Oh, now I'm squashed. So I think that's going to be a super cute idea. And I started working on that right away. almost done my other granddaughter's blanket for the nautical colors. I'm ordering her Afghan should come in. The comforter should come in today, and I'm making an Afghan of the same colors so she can put it on top of her bed. She's redoing her whole bedroom nautical. And I've started my other granddaughter's purple blanket. So, busy, busy, busy. I start so many things and I don't finish them. Till I'm overtired. It's 6 a.m. and I haven't been to bed yet. Might as well not even try now. Just stay up. I did something with my neck. Probably all this looking down diamond painting, looking down knitting and crocheting. I kinked the back of my neck so bad. But anywho, hear the birds outside singing? My birds are gonna start up now. I love the country. I tell you, we went to the city to catch our the cruise. We got dropped off in Boston, and God love you if you live in the city, because I could not do it. Never ending horns and beeps and buzzes and sirens and beeping, and we're right near the airport, so the planes are going right over our head. Oh my word. Not in a million years. I don't know how anybody can live like that. I'll take the bears in my backyard over that. So, anyway, thank you for listening to me ramble on and on. And I love you all. Thank you for being part of my family, and I'll talk to y'all soon.